Yang Berbahagia Dato Azman Mahmud, Chief Executive Officer, Malaysian Investment Development Authority. Yang Berbahagia Dato Abdul Latif Haji Abu Seman, Director General of Malaysia Productivity Corporation. Yang Berusaha Mr. Eric Chan, the Vice President, Internet of Things Group and General Manager of Customer Engineering Intel Corporation. Executive Directors of MIDA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Noor Amira and I will be your host for today. On behalf of MIDA, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the Artificial Intelligence for SMEs, or in short, AI4S event. For your information, MIDA has collaborated with Intel Malaysia in the launching of Intel Artificial Intelligence Starter Kit on 18 August of 2020, which was conducted virtually. In conjunction with the launching, 100 selected SMEs will be receiving an Intel Artificial Intelligence Starter Kit developed by axiomtek today in this event. The objective of today's event is to kickstart our AI4S program, where selected companies will go through comprehensive technology enabling process and training, and they will be capable of implementing a pilot project in their settings to jumpstart the AI and Industry 4.0 journey for themselves as well as for their customers. So without further ado, I am pleased to invite Mr. Eric Chan from Intel Corporation to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Selamat pagi and good morning. My name is Eric Chan from Intel Malaysia. Welcome to the official launching of the AI for SME program, a collaboration between MIDA, Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, and Intel. Before we start, allow me to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guests, Yang Berbahagia, Dato Azman Mahmud, CEO of MIDA, Yang Berbahagia, Dato Abdul Latif Haji Abu Seman, Director General of MPC, industry captains from our local SMEs and MNCs, representatives from our government agencies, ladies and gentlemen. Intel, being a technology company with significant presence in Malaysia, is super excited to partner with MIDA and MPC to support our local industry, specifically the SMEs, to adopt artificial intelligence, AI, as part of our general journey forward to embrace Industry 4.0 in Malaysia. I would like to take this opportunity to thank MIDA, Advanced Technology and R&D team, including MIDA team in Taiwan, to partner with us and axiomtek on the AI development kit. Similarly, I would like to thank MPC for the great partnership to help us on the monitoring of the program, from training to the pilot implementation. By the way, Intel Malaysia will be celebrating our 50th anniversary in Malaysia come next year. At Intel, our vision is to create world-changing technology that enriches the life of every person on Earth. AI is definitely becoming one of the pivotal technology that will transform our life. AI feeds on data to get even smarter and becoming more useful. And we see huge increase of data being generated due to the digital transformation across all industry, and more so accelerated by the current pandemic. Our children's education is going digital and conducted mostly online nowadays. Vaccine development and medical diagnosis are also assisted by AI. Factories are increasing the use of autonomous moving robots driven by AI to improve productivity and keeping the workers safer. Quite a number of our local SMEs are involved in developing machine vision solutions using smart camera plus AI. Over time, AI will be highly pervasive and we'll be using it at work and at home without even thinking much about it. AI is most effective when it's deployed where the data is generated. 75% of the enterprise data will be generated and processed outside of the data center or the cloud. 43% of AI tasks are executed on edge devices, especially on the inference action. Majority of the developers of computer vision today are using neural network and deep learning. Most tasks, especially those in manufacturing, are real-time sensitive. For example, output from machine vision analytics needs to be acted upon on the spot and as fast as possible to keep up with the process flow of the operations. With so much data being generated at the edge and decisions are also made at the edge, it is of no surprise that intelligence is moving to the edge. This AI starter kit will be very helpful for SME and system integrators to develop and deploy your AI solutions at the edge. The goal of this AI for SME program is to deliver not just the AI development kit, but also the hands-on training for the SME and SI who sign up. We hope to nurture and sustain an active local ecosystem, including SME, university, government agency, MNCs, to lead our AI development and deployment in Malaysia. AI is becoming a key piece of the technology to enable IoT and Industry 4.0 as we embark on this digital transformation journey. In addition to this AI for SME program, Intel is also working with our local partners on AI for youth to teach our secondary school students as well as programs for university students. For this program of this scale, we have a lot of people working behind the scene to make this program a reality. Here are the three names of our three brave representatives who are willing to put their contacts for anyone who may have further questions or interests. Noizam from MIDA, Wanwei from MPC, and Nadia from Intel. Feel free to contact them or any one of us. With that, I would like to end my presentation and once again, on behalf of Intel, express my gratitude to MIDA, MPC, and many others for this great collaboration on this AI for SME program. I sincerely encourage all SME and SI who are calling in today to sign up and take full advantage of this program. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Eric Chan. It is now with my great pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia, Dato Azman Mahmud, to deliver his keynote and to officiate our AI4S event.
Thank you, Amira. Yang Berbahagia Dato Abdul Latif Haji Abu Seman, Director General of Malaysia Productivity Corporation, Mr. Eric Chan, Vice President, Internet of Things Group and General Manager of Customer Engineering, Intel Corporation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Artificial Intelligence for SMEs, or in short, AI4S. It is wonderful to see your active participation at the virtual platform despite the current global uncertainties. Together, we are striking a delicate balance between safeguarding people's health while protecting the nation's economic interests. This is another significant milestone for MIDA to collaborate with established companies such as Intel and axiomtek, who are the partners in the AI Starter Kit launch in August 2020. Through a collaborative network of MIDA Taiwan, MIDA headquarters, and MPC. We are proud to announce that 100 identified SMEs will go through comprehensive technology enabling process and training and will be capable of implementing a pilot project in their settings to jumpstart the AI or Industry 4.0 journey for themselves, as well as for their customers. I wish to take this opportunity to thank and congratulate Intel and MPC for joining MIDA in organizing this exciting program today. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence is probably among the most complex and astounding creations of humanity as yet. The fact that the field remains largely unexplored means that every AI application that we see today is merely the tip of the AI iceberg. One of the ways to classify AI is by using the General Technology Classification of Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or also known as ANI, Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, and Artificial Super Intelligence, ASI. I believe the program with Intel today is more connected to the AI adoption at the early stage and would probably fit into the categories of ANI and AGI. Example of a popular and successful AI application implemented by a big international brand is Apple iPhone's assistant Siri, using machine learning technology to get smarter and better to predict and understand the questions and requests by users of natural languages. Another example is Tesla, an American electric vehicle that functions through its predictive capabilities and self-driving features. We can only see these vehicles are getting smarter and smarter every day with new technology advancement thanks to their over-the-air update methods. Amazon's transactional AI is another example that has been in existence for some time. The company has created an acutely smart system in predicting the customer's purchasing interest based on online historical behaviors. Application of AI is not only limited to services, but increasingly pivotal in the manufacturing sector. According to the Essential and Frontier Economics report, it is estimated that AI-powered technologies could increase labor productivity by up to 40% across 60 industries by 2035. AI has the characteristic to perform quality control, shorten design time, reduce materials waste, improve production reuse, predictive maintenance, and many more. The application of AI is now more critical in this uncertain pandemic era, as the World Health Organization has declared the pandemic is causing a massive impact on businesses and humankind. However, opportunities have also emerged for AI-enabled computer systems to fight against the pandemic. Several tech giants and startups are working on preventing, mitigating, and containing the virus. Domestically, MIDA has been active in engaging a consortium of researchers such as Malaysia Big Data Research Excellence Consortium to accelerate big data analytics and AI to better forecast COVID-related trends. The CREST Digital Healthcare Initiative is also to optimize on artificial intelligence and big data analytics to predict and prevent the spread of COVID-19. The values of AI are evidenced through this pandemic, where the demand for technology has increased tremendously through the new working norm. We hope the AI4S program held today will enable the SMEs, end users, and systems integrators to be equipped with knowledge and capability to implement AI solutions in their problem solving. Ladies and gentlemen, the global AI market size was valued at 39.9 billion US dollars in 2019 and is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 42.2% from 2020 to 2027. The global AI software market is forecast to reach around 126 billion US dollars by 2025. Being located in the Asia Pacific in the center of ASEAN, Malaysia has the privilege and capabilities to penetrate the vast market through many reliable technology providers of AI solutions. In terms of applicability of AI on domestic businesses, we see unlimited possibilities ready to take on AI adoption pathways. According to WEF Global Leaders Innovation Index, Malaysia is ranked second in innovation economies by the upper middle income group above China. It shows that we can aspire to be among the top leaders in the region, with more companies joining in to increase their value proposition through new R&D, discovering new materials, products or processes, and embracing new technology as impetus to business success. This is where MIDA will be your partner to facilitate business growth in possible support that fits into your company's business model suitability. This initiative is in accordance with the National Policy on Industry 4.0 or Industry Forward to strengthen Malaysia in its ongoing structural reforms to become a developed nation. Our goal is to increase the capability of Malaysian firms, startups, universities, and research institutions in these new technologies. We aim to position Malaysia as a hub of high value and innovative technology commercialization. Ladies and gentlemen, Intel is a leader in the AI industry and a prominent AI technology provider. Therefore, I am pleased to note Intel's active role in collaborating with MIDA and MPC to drive AI technology adoption among SMEs. Briefly, Intel Malaysia has grown from strength to strength in this country. Malaysia was the first Intel site outside the US in 1972, and since then, Intel has invested more than 21 billion ringgit in Malaysia. Intel Malaysia is one of Intel Corporation's most comprehensive sites with more than 11,000 employees. I was made to understand that Intel will fund the hardware and provide technology and knowledge transfer through this program. MPC will help to provide training coordination and tracking and mentoring the implementation which is being done by Intel and axiomtek. Moving forward, I have also proposed Intel to explore and enable the universities in Malaysia to adapt and prepare the future workforce to be ready to embrace AI once they enter the job market, eliminating colossal learning curve, while saving their prospective employers precious time and resources for fitting them into their future career. While the country is gearing steadily into the knowledge and digital economy, Industry 4.0 adoption is deemed crucial for businesses' survival and growth in innovation-led value creation. There are untapped opportunities available for the business community, especially SMEs. We want more SMEs to step up to embrace new technologies in their business activity. We know that there are numerous local companies out there that are capable of AI technology adoption, but not aware of how and where to start. The adoption of AI and related technologies is a significant step in harnessing Malaysian companies with advanced technologies within smart manufacturing, smart cities, smart grids, and smart services. Through the implementation process of AI in various sectors, we have also seen multiple local players have evolved from an importer of technology to exporter of solutions. Malaysia needs to speed up to shape the future of Malaysia's industry and economy in similar ways. At MIDA, we fully support companies' Industry 4.0 initiatives by offering various government facilities such as Industry Forward Intervention Fund, which is a financial support facility for Malaysian SMEs in the manufacturing and related services sectors that have completed the government-funded Industry Forward Readiness Assessment program to implement intervention projects based on the recommendation of the Industry Forward Readiness Assessment report. This AI4S program is also part of Intel onboarding of Lighthouse program by MIDA. It is a program that assists companies accelerating Industry 4.0 adoption to a scalable and impactful stage while influencing the ecosystem providers for similar transformation through dedicated facilitation. Before I end, I would like to congratulate selected 100 participants of the AI4S program and all the best in embarking your AI journey. I also hope following this AI4S program, other MNCs are inspired to imitate and emulate the good intention of Intel in contributing back to the industrial ecosystem in Malaysia and increase the value proposition for domestic companies. With that, it is my great pleasure to officiate the virtual artificial intelligence for SMEs, or known as AI4S. Thank you.
Dato Azman Mahmud. We will now proceed with our main agenda for today, which is the announcement of the recipients. This next video announcements consists of selected 100 companies from various sectors and industries, which will be embarking their AI journey with Intel AI Starter Kit. For selected companies, please be informed that MIDA will contact you for the distribution arrangements of the AI Starter Kit. Ladies and gentlemen, we present you the selected 100 companies of AI4S program. Congratulations to all of the recipients. As you are informed earlier, the selected companies are required to conduct a pilot project in order to ensure that the selected companies will be utilizing the Intel AI Kit. Therefore, Intel Malaysia and axiomtek will be providing training to the 100 selected companies on how to use the Intel AI Kit and incorporate it into their business model. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you the AI4S program in details in order to help you to understand what we are doing here and how it will benefit your organization. First of all, let me introduce you to the AI solution that we use in AI4S program. For some of you who have attended our launching of AI Starter Kit back in August 2020, you will find that we are using the same solution that we have launched together with axiomtek back then. However, although the outlook of the device might look the same, but we are actually bringing you a newer version of the solution with improved and comprehensive software integrated in it. The hardware of AI4S Starter Kit consists of a high-performance industrial PC powered by Intel's Intel Core i7 processor. The AI Starter Kit also comes with a Logitech webcam for image capturing as part of the machine vision system. We would like to register our appreciation to Intel Malaysia for sponsoring 100 units of this starter kits towards the AI4S program. The axiomtek AI suite that comes with the AI Starter Kit is actually powered by Intel Edge Insights for Industrial and Intel OpenVINO Toolkit. Intel OpenVINO Toolkit is a high-performance computer vision and deep learning inference solutions that allow you to harness the full potential of AI across multiple Intel architectures to enable new and enhanced use cases in industrial, retail, health, and life sciences areas, and more. You can develop applications and solutions that use deep learning intelligence with the Intel distribution of OpenVINO Toolkit. Based on convolutional neural networks, or CNN, the toolkit extends workloads across Intel hardware, including accelerators, and maximizes performance. Together with Intel Edge Insights for Industrial, Intel provides a flexible system which offers system developers an easy deployment of machine learning solutions across wide hardware platforms from the moment you acquired the image, labeling it, training it with pre-built model, and finally inference with OpenVINO solutions. The multiple steps and complexity that you have to go through as an AI developer is now made easy via axiomtek AI Suite, which is fully developed based on Intel Edge Insights for Industrial and Intel OpenVINO Toolkit. While we took every possible steps to simplify the process of AI implementation, we believe it will not be complete without a comprehensive sharing on AI, as well as how a regular person, like you and me, can use the solutions effectively. Therefore, for those who have been selected to participate in this AI4S program, we will make an effort to equip you with the required knowledge so that you will be able to practice what you have learned and implement it in your organization environment. The AI4S training by using the AI Starter Kit will start with sufficient knowledge sharing on what AI and deep learning is all about. This is to prepare you to understand conceptually what you are doing in all practical steps that you will be trained on. To put it in an easy to understand format, AI4S training overview consists of a 4-step machine vision process cycle. Step 1 is where the system captures the images with some machine vision system. Step 2, it will allow the system to process the captured images and to analyze these images at the edge. Step 3 is where the system will communicate these results with the process control system. And finally, at step 4, the system will take actions in response to the results and will make the necessary decisions. Intel and axiomtek will make effort to help you with the required hands-on knowledge and make sure that you can take the AI Starter Kit and put it in your use cases and start making AI work for you. To give you more details on how this training is going to benefit not just the individuals who will be attending the training, but also benefit the organization, we are taking steps to make sure the participants of the program will work on a pilot project in the organization they are working for. Each organization will send maximum 2 participants to the AI4S program, and the participants will have to attend half-day virtual training program for 6 days. The training modules will cover Introduction to AI and Deep Learning, Images Capturing Techniques, Images Detection and Labeling Systems, Machine Learning and Model Algorithms, AI and Inferencing, as well as Visualization Programming. The AI4S training program is specifically designed for companies to jumpstart in their AI-based machine vision use case, which is an important part of Industry 4.0 journey. We are confident that upon the completion of the training program, the participants will be able to implement their own machine vision systems once they return to their workplace. The whole training process is going to be monitored and moderated by Malaysia Productivity Corporation. They will work with the participants and ensure that participants make the effort to complete the pilot project in their workplace. This is to ensure a company can increase their productivity and efficiency with the time that they have invested into their employees to gain the knowledge in this program, and also the investment made by the Government of Malaysia through MIDA and MPC together with Intel in the effort to bring up the capability of the local SME and ecosystems. Ladies and gentlemen, to better understand the application of the AI Starter Kit, we would like to share 2 demo videos and a case study presentation by Stratus Automation.
In this video, we are showing you how to use axiomtek AI Starter Kit to train a model to inspect if a PCB board is good. This is the PCB board we would like to inspect. We are putting emphasis in these capacitors. In some cases, it might be missing. Let's start by preparing the dataset. We start by login to the user interface of axiomtek AI Starter Kit. This is the dashboard of axiomtek AI Starter Kit. This system comes with Intel 7th generation Core i7 7700T with 32 GB of RAM. Let's create a dataset now. We are going to name our dataset PCB classification. Next, we enter the dataset newly created to upload our data. We proceed to create the labels that we would like our model to detect. We are creating 2 labels, one for pass and the other for fail. Next, we are uploading data to the newly created labels. We are uploading 30 images of PCB boards that pass our inspection. Now, we are uploading 30 images of PCB boards that fail. We can use the filter function to filter by each label to inspect data uploaded to each label. With the data prepared, we can now proceed to train our model. We create a training projected named PCB classification and we pick its type to be classification. Now, we select the dataset that would be used in this project. Next, we go back to the project page and edit the PCB classification project. We proceed to create a training job. We are simply going to name it JOB1. We are going to use MobileNet as the topology of our neural network. Here, we can adjust the training parameter. We are going to use category cross entropy as our loss function and SGD as the gradient descent optimizer. We are also increasing the epoch steps to make sure our model converge. We now press the start button and the model will start training. With the model trained, we can click on Visualize to inspect the accuracy of the model. We can see the confusion matrix of the model. Here, we can also see the predicted accuracy of the model. We can also download the model by clicking at the download button. There are three options: standard model, OpenVINO FP16 model and OpenVINO FP32 model. Now, we test the accuracy of our model by providing photos of the captured PCB. We uploaded a good PCB photo, and you can see that the model accurately classified it as pass with corresponding confidence level and inference time. You can see that the model also accurately classified a PCB photo with missing component as fail. We can now test our model in actual scenario via the camera connected to the axiomtek AI starter kit. What you see here is a real-time feed from the camera connected to the kit, and you can see the model result on the top left corner in green. You can also see that the model accurately classified the PCB board with missing components as fail. Now, let's replace it with a good PCB board. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the demo. Hi. Today in this demo, we are showing how to use axiomtek AI starter kit to train a model for self-checkout counter. This is the axiomtek IPC 962-511DC that come with AI starter kit. It is equipped with Intel 7th Gen Core 7700T. First we logged into graphical user interface. This is the dashboard of the AIS. The information of the IPC will be showed here. The first step of creating the model is to export the dataset. Go to the Dataset tab. Then, add the dataset and enter the dataset name. Now we need to define the label that we hope the AI will help to detect. In this demo, we simply define two labels, KitKat and Oreo. Next, we click on Upload Images to upload the dataset. We click on the image and it will redirect to into CVAD integration. Then we draw the bounding box to teach the AI to recognize the KitKat and Oreo. First, select the label. In our demo it will be KitKat or Oreo. Then press the Create Shape button and draw the bounding box on the object you wish the AI to recognize. After completed, save all the changes that you have made. After the dataset is ready, go to the Project tab on the sidebar. Now we can proceed to train a model. Here we name the project with Retail Demo. Enter your description and select Object Detection Model from the drop-down list. Click on the Select Dataset and choose the dataset that you have annotated. You can split your dataset into three categories, which is training, validation and testing. After you've done, click on the Edit button and create a job. Enter the job name and choose the pre-trained model. There are few neural network to select. In this demo, we are going to use SSD Mobilinit V2. Moving on, we can make some adjustment on the training. There are some advanced parameter and fine-tuning as well. Click on the play button. The training process is started. Now, the system is preparing training the job. Once it is completed, it will show success notification on the task job. Training may take time or even days depending to the number of dataset as well as the training setting. Once the training is successful, you can observe the visualizer of the training progress. Also, you can download the model by clicking the download button. To test our model, click on Test button. Click Infer button to choose the image that we want to do the inferencing on it. We can also adjust a confidence level. It will show the inference output result. To test our model with live demo camera, go to the live demo dashboard. Select a job that you have trained before and click on the play button. The system will run the AI model through a webcam that connected to AI starter kit. Here I show you the AI model is able to detect the Oreo and KitKat. As the next step, user can develop application to leverage with the AI model to trigger certain action to automate the payment. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the video.
I'm from Stratus Automation and I'm a process engineer. And here's Malaysia, she's a software engineer. Okay, let's start with our mixed bearing screening project that we've completed earlier and prepared. So, using this AI-based system. And what our company is doing is that we are actually selling those stalker, lifter, conveyor, and turntables for clean room environment. Right. And first of all, bearing, we found that the bearing used in our conveyor system, they actually have an issue. There's a mixed bearing and casing enclosure. And there are two types of enclosure that we are having. 11 groove holes and 9 groove holes. So in order for operator to do that, to separate out the 11 groove holes and 9 groove holes, we encounter that they have to count it manually, and they have to separate it into a bin in order to let production use for long run. So our IQC is the one that perform the checking in to segregate out the 11 holes and 9 holes bearing. So, but there's always the problem that whenever IQC or anybody do sorting, we have error, human error. They count wrongly, they might even recount an entire thing, and they have to do it in a room without interruption. Okay. So next page. This is the process that impact in our production if we did not separate out properly the bearing casing. So it will impact, example, in our incoming material, like you see, or one of our process over this side. So it might impact the entire part, need to rework and waste of cost. So the area for us to implement, we try to implement it in IQC from the first stage in order to prevent all these rework costs occur in a later stage. So this is set up for manual inspection. This is manually done by IQC personnel. They will use an object or pointy object to count every single holes on the bearing casing. In order to do that, they may need 2 containers, pass and fill containers, and some pointy object to count one by one, and then separate into different containers. So we have tried to implement using the AI-based machine vision system to incorporate, to replace human vision, and we see how's the error percentage in human fatigue error. All these things can be eliminated. So after we implement, what do we prepare? We prepare a monitor, the camera, the AI machine, 2 bins, one for 9 groove and one for 11 groove, and a platform for bearing sorting, and just underneath the camera. The platform have to be non-reflective, if possible. So the lightings is important. It's very important. Alright. So based on this setup, you see this arrow. Operator will look at this arrow to identify which direction should the bearing goes to once they put on the platform. And this program was written by Felicia Teo, which are actually able to calculate every single holes on the bearing, and it will point which direction it should go. Now you can see on this slide, these are the program that actually mark on each holes that we pre-program it upfront. This for 9 groove holes. This is 11 groove holes. Immediately you can detect without any count, need to do any counting. Okay. So once the program are able to identify the arrow or how many grooves it shows, it will point to this arrow, let's say it's left, you will go to bin group, 9 group, bin. And in the left, over this side, over right, you will go into the 11 group. So operator do not have to do a count anymore. Just separate accordingly. Okay, before we go into this slide, let me show you how practical that we are actually doing it on our side. So okay, let's start with our system over here. This is the setup on our real AI based system. We need a keyboard, mouse, a camera, a monitor, 2 bins. We have all the sample unit. We take 10 of it as a sample. Mixed part, 9 groove and 11 groove. So the 9 groove will go into the blue bin, and the 11 groove holes will go into the red bin. So let's start with our first program. Let's open the terminal and type node rate. Okay, then press enter, and then we minimize it. Now we open Google Chrome and go to node rate terminal. Then we go to dashboard. Then click this icon and wait for it to appear on the screen. So once it appears, yeah, this is alright. This is not an issue. Now we put our unit onto the screen, and there you see 11 groove, and the arrow is pointing on the right. So we move it to the right. Okay, another sample. 9 groove, and then we'll move it to the left. Another sample. 11 groove, the arrow will point here. Okay, 11 groove. 9 groove. 9 groove. Left. 9 groove. 11 groove. 9 groove. Okay, it's done. So you can focus on the 9 groove holes. Is that 100% error free? Then here's an 11 groove. Okay, so we can do it like probably around 3 seconds to 5 seconds. It won't take much effort to do that. So let's come back to the screen, and there's an advantage and disadvantage between human and machine. What we can summarize from here is that human error will be less expected using machine, and time consuming, definitely there are no time consuming at all for rework or any rework required if using a machine compared to human. That's the best part. Overtime, we will reduce our overtime without using human interaction, just a machine. And we do not need more manpower to support. One person can do entire 100,000 K or more than that without a problem. Yeah, definitely it's a tedious job if human need to do it counting by themselves, and wasting a lot of time, less interaction, less interruption, everything to get good result. Okay. So this will be a bottleneck if you're using human. But if you're using a machine, that's a seamless IQC process at all, no problem at all. Anybody can do the job without any skill. Here's the cycle time and costing that we tried to calculate earlier. Let's take an example of an operator. Salary of 1,200 RM. Per day, $60. Per hour, $7.50. And let's say we have 9 group hosts and 11 group hosts. Each of it with 100,000 and 100,000, which means 200,000 unit for sorting, pairing sorting, okay? On the manual cycle time, using human, for a 9 host group, it took about 13 seconds per cycle. And for 11 group hosts, it took around 15 seconds. Averagely, 14 seconds. So if you compare it to using AI system, you only took 5 seconds. Regardless of 9 hosts, 11 hosts, or 50 hosts, or 100 hosts, it still took 5 seconds. Averagely 5 seconds. Now you see that? So if we break down into 200,000 pieces per second, total how much we need to complete in 200,000 in seconds, in minutes, in hour, per day we have 8 hours working hours. The speed increased by 64%. If you compare human versus machine, in order to complete 200,000 pieces. Now the output time breakdown, piece per minute. Human, we take 4 pieces per minute to calculate averagely. Machine, we can actually calculate, we can actually complete 12 pieces per minute. And if you look at it by per day, 8 hours, per day operator are able to only complete 2,057 pieces. By machine, 5,760 pieces. And the cost, we actually save $3,750. So, you see the benefit of using machine versus human. This is what we foresee. So, for the conclusion wise, we found that there are a few advantages that using AI machine. Speedy inspection, a great digital assistant for us, an error tracking system, helping in repetitive job or tedious job, daily application 24/7, even running at shift, we won't have any problem with this machine. So we are glad that we are using this machine all this while, if we have a chance to buy more machine for that. Okay, so thank you everyone for spending your time with us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a short break of 10 minutes before resuming with our Q&A session later on at 11 and 10 a.m. For your information, MIDA will be uploading a clearer clips of all speeches, demos, as well as presentations on our YouTube channel, Tech at MIDA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our AI4S program. So I'm sure all the participants of this program have a lot of questions, and we can see several interesting questions being raised in the chat room. So we will select a few to be answered due to time constraints. So for Q&A session today, I will invite Ms. Wan Wee from MPC to answer questions relevant to our training programs for the AI4S program.
Hello. Thanks, Mira. So for the questions raised on the program execution, asking whether there is maintaining 2 packs per company to join this AI4S program. Yes, we are planning to maintain it as for easier arrangement of the classes, and also there is easier for the arrangement and for the companies. More companies can be joining in the same classes. And for the next questions, how is the support how to get the support system when you have questions during the pilot implementations? Will there be anybody that guiding the company when they're implementing the project's execution? Yes, there will be a support system that comprising of engineers from Intel and axiomtek, which are the trainers. And for the first level, they can contact with MPC or MIDA for the questions. And after that, we will follow up from there. So that's all for the program execution. Thanks, Mira.
And we also have a few other questions regarding of the application implementation by using the AI starter kit. So perhaps we can get Dr. Thomas from Intel to answer the questions.
Okay, which questions do you want me to answer? There are many use case questions, right? Yeah, Mira, I cannot hear you.
There's questions regarding the AI application on tourism industry, for example, as well as on the flood mitigation. Perhaps you can help us to understand how we can use the AI starter kit in terms of developing the AI application for these applications.
Okay, yeah, let's look at the tourism industries, right? So off my head, I think we can, especially I see the question is talking about in the pandemic times, right? So I think for tourism industries, you can actually use AI in a few applications that I can share with you off my head now, right? For example, you can have a contactless kiosk that, you know, to replace a temporary Q&A and information counter, right? So this is something that immediately you can use that, right? So, and also you probably on monitoring, you know, the number of people coming into the tourism spots, right? So you want to control the crowd, right? So you can use that to count the people that's entering certain locations. You can even use the AI to actually measure the distance between the people and, you know, provide them some guidance that if they get too close to each other, right? So this is all, you know, applications that help you to temporarily ease some of the humans interventions that is needed, right? But because of the pandemic situations, you might not be able to deploy as many people as you can, right, into manning your tourism spots, your museums, your shopping malls and things like that, right? So, and another one that is very common, right, you can see everywhere in Malaysia is on the temperature scanning, right? So body temperature scanning, you can actually get people to scan through their body temperatures and before they enter into a premise to make sure that, you know, they are in good health. At least, you know, that's the first step that you can help to protect your premise and also the visitors into your premise. Amira, is there another one?
Okay, there's also a few other questions regarding the application of the Intel AI kit on perhaps integrated logistics that covering inbound and outbound as well as warehousing. Basically, it's more on the services side.
Can you repeat again the questions?
Okay, this question is on the application of the Intel AI kit for services, for example, in logistics area and warehousing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think there's a huge usage for AI in logistics, right? Not just limited to these AI style kits, right? There are many other AI products that you can use as well, right? One is to identify the locations, origins, and also the destinations, right? And second one is to identify the type of package, right? So how do you arrange this package and fit it in the most efficient way into the delivery trucks, right? You can even use AI to plan for the routes, right? Not limited to just AI starter kit, right? But anything, because this is AI starter kit right now, we are focusing on promoting how to use AI machine visions, right? So from the vision side, definitely you can use it to identify or sorting the destinations for the parcels or the origins of the parcels, right? So these are the simple use cases that you can have, right? And like I said just now, on how to help you to arrange your boxes that you need to deliver, right, to the destinations effectively or efficiently in the trucks, right? So I think these are the use cases that you can do. Again, you know, the use case is unlimited, right? You can almost think as, you know, anything that you are doing manually right now, there is a potential to implement with AI. But you know, whether it is more efficient than human at the moment through the AI implementations, right? That one is a use case by use case basis.
All right, Dr. Thomas, I can see there. Dr. Thomas, I can see there's quite a number of participants for today's event that are interested to join the program. But for everyone's information, we have actually selected the 100 participants prior to this event, and they have been contacted earlier. So is there any way that the other companies who are interested in joining this program can join in the future, Dr. Thomas?
Yes, I think MIDA is an MPC is also working on alternative ways to see how they can work with Intel to deliver similar kind of so-called trainings to the others that has not been selected, right? I think MIDA has also provided answers in the Q&A sessions, right? That they will announce some others ways to help others that is not selected as well.
Okay, Dr. Thomas, say for example, if they are keen to get their hands on the AI starter kit, is there any way that they can get it? Perhaps by contacting Intel or axiomtek?
Yes, you can contact Nadia Azman, right? So I think her emails is already on, right? And she will relate to axiomtek and they will get in touch with you. And there's a lot of questions on the pricing, right? So we don't take care of the pricing, right? So my advice is you contact axiomtek to work with them on how you can get hold of the AI starter kits, right, on your own.
Okay, so basically, it's if they want to purchase it, for example, they need to contact axiomtek directly, yeah?
Yes. And there's also questions on whether we can make the demo available on YouTube, right? So the demo will be made available on axiomtek YouTube channel as well, right? That's the answers from axiomtek.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Thomas. So for everyone's information, on MIDA's site, we will be uploading all the clips, as mentioned before, the break. We will upload all the clips as well as the keynote speeches, demos, videos, everything that has been presented to you today on our YouTube channel. That is MIDA, Tech at MIDA, TECH at MIDA. Yeah, I guess that's all the questions that we have to answer during the live. Our team, MIDA Secretariat team, will continue to answer your questions even after the end of the event. If you have any further questions, you can just drop an email to AI4S@mida.gov.my or AI4S@mpc.gov.my. And we will try to answer the questions and respond to you. Before you drop the questions, please remember to leave your questions together with your name, your organization's name, as well as a contactable email address, yeah? So I guess we are almost coming towards the end of our event. Let us hear the closing remarks from Yang Berbahagia, Dato Abdul Latif Haji Abu Seman, the Director General of NPC.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning to everyone. Yang berbahagia Dato Azman Mahmud, the Chief Executive Officer of Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA, Mr. Eric Chan Y. Pang, the Vice President of Internet of Things Group, IOTG, Intel, distinguished participants and trainers, ladies and gentlemen, I bid a very big welcome to everyone who are present here at the closing of virtual launching of artificial intelligence for SMEs, ICE in short, jointly organized by MIDA, Intel, and also NPC. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank MIDA and Intel for initiating this program and inviting NPC to be part of this collaboration. It is undeniable that the emergence of new technology plays a major role in shaping our manufacturing activities. Disruptive technologies, also known as Industry 4.0, have an impact on how we process, interact, and manufacture. Industry 4.0 in this case, artificial intelligence, or in short AI, is a fantastic opportunity for Malaysian manufacturers to remain globally competitive. In recent years, many initiatives have been undertaken by Productivity Nexus, established under the Malaysia Productivity Corporation. These are initiatives that comes under the Malaysia Productivity Blueprint, launched by the Prime Minister in the year 2017. Now, PlugFest program is one of them, which is being organized, by the Nexus, especially by the Electronic and Productivity Nexus. PlugFest is a DIY, do-it-yourself concept for participants from the respective companies to experience and co-develop skills in an applied learning environment. Thanks to Intel, axiomtek, and Penang Skills Development Center, in short PSDC, last year we have successfully conducted 2 trainings on PlugFest 2.0. AI-based machine vision systems, which was participated by 46 engineers from 25 companies. This is a good program for all of us to share ideas, explore possibilities, and push the boundaries of our collective capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia Productivity Corporation chartered to be the leading organization to enhance productivity and competitiveness in Malaysia. Focusing on unlocking and promoting greater productivity within Malaysia's industry sector. MPC continues to support the industry and other government agencies in accelerating its activities through various digital platforms and strategic collaborations, namely Business Virtual Advisory Services, in short BVAS, Industry 4.0 Webinar Series, Productivity 1010, and many more, which will assist industries to recover and grow their business in this new norm. In this fast-paced and high-octane world, we need to be agile, as change is the only thing that is constant. If we remain stagnant, we will not be able to compete in the global economy. On that note, I applaud all of you for spending and sharing your time to be here. Let us work together for this beloved country. And on behalf of MPC, I hope that you will gain as much knowledge as possible from the training. And I look forward to the proof of concepts, POCs, which all participants will have to develop upon completion of the training. Here is to all your success. Thank you very much again. All the best to all of you. Stay fit, stay healthy, remain productive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia, Dato Abdul Latif. We would like now to invite all of the participants to turn on your video so we can take screenshots of all the participants. All right, so we'll get the first one. He just put on a smile. Our secretary team is still screenshot the whole of participants for this event today. Okay, a few more to go. All right, we're done. All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the event today. We have come to the end of today's event, and we hope that AI4S program can be implemented successfully with support from Intel Malaysia, axiomtek, and MPC for the next 3 months. And we would like to again congratulate all the recipients of the AI Starter Kit and all the best in completing the pilot project, as well as embarking in this AI journey. We hope that this program can catapult the SMEs' involvement in technology arena and further increase their competitiveness locally as well as internationally. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.